Hello Raiders, this is Ezra and welcome to my Bastion. This is the second video in my series about building an Unkillable Clanboss team, just to help everyone who's having problems or potential difficulties with that. And in this video I'm going to look at the champions and how I built them and how I got to the point of being able to try a key to see how I do. So I guess let's first go look at the champs I selected and built. Number one, of course, is Maneater. Now, he right now has no amulet because I'm not exactly sure if I need defense or hit points or I can just go with crit damage. But the important point with the Maneater build is he has 241 speed and has the Heart of Glory mastery. The other important thing to avoid is these two masteries down here that can grant extra turns, which will mess up Unkillable. The second thing with the budget Unkillable is Painkeeper. Looking at Painkeeper, once I find her, she has a couple of important requirements. The primary of which is like 218-ish speed, and she needs to have a fair amount of health, but not more than your stun target. I also managed to get her 100% crit rate, and at this point 125% crit damage. I have a crit damage amulet on her, and so assuming the build works and I don't need to change other things, I'll get this level to 16 just to get her to do some more damage on the Unkillable team. Then the third important role is your stun target, and for that I've selected Bulwark. And I really want to use him as my stun target because of his punishing defenses where he can extend debuffs. And so the goal is he'll put up a bunch of hit point burns and everyone else will do poisons, and then he can extend them when he's hit. But he's a bit difficult to tune because of relatively high base defense in the fact that you want your stun target to have low defense overall as well as low speed. So he should be at 113 speed, which is in the range he needs to be. And the important part with his masteries is to avoid the Heart of Glory mastery so he does not heal up at low health. I also got Master Hexer and Sniper to give him a higher chance of placing his debuffs and making his debuffs last longer. Then the next champion I'm trying to get to, who is also void, is Sawai, Firstborn. She's known to hit hard, which is important for someone who's a damage dealer, as well as has important debuffs for the clan boss, which are decreased defense and the big version of weaken, because Bulwark has only the small version of weaken. Once I get this to work, I will turn off utter rampage because there's no reason to have decreased attack on clan boss when you run an Unkillable team. Masteries wise, she has a very similar setup to Bulwark, except that she does have Heart of Glory, and she has increased debuff chance and debuff extension. Then for my going in damage dealer is going to be Occult Brawler. I have him set up right now for my current Killable Clanboss team. It takes only a change of gloves, which I will do right now because I'm thinking about it, in order to get him at the at the speed we need. And the other benefit here is that these gloves are crit rate gloves, so they should enable a little bit of extra damage from direct damage, not just his poisons. And with these gloves, his speed is 176, which is, I believe, appropriate. And so you've seen everything that I'm going to do right now in my first run to see how it works. And here's how I got to the builds and the starting setup that I want to show right now. I hope everyone knows about Deadwood Jedi. While I am not really a visionary in playing of Raid, Deadwood Jedi really is. And the way that you get all this stuff is deadwoodjedi.com. Now, how I built this team was I went to Speed Tunes, and once I had a Maneater and a Painkeeper, I went through and selected a build from his website that I thought I could do. And that is the new budget Maneater. So he has a page that is for that gives you general guidance about how you build your team and the speeds needed and how one implements the clan boss fight at execution time. Now, the really important part after that is the stun target calculator. And this is where I have a little bit of heartburn about whether or not this build is going to work from the perspective of my Maneater will be the first stun target. And going back and looking at the speed calculator, which is also something that Deadwood Jedi provides, and is a really amazing website from the perspective of it knows about all the champions and, for instance, keeps track of the turn meter boost from Painkeeper's A1 as well as the cooldown reduction or A3, and apparently knows about all the powers and all the moves of all the champions in here so we can model them. And so on the first clan boss stun, which you see here after turn 2, the stun calculator tells me that Maneater will be my stun target. So that means in turn 1, 2, 3, in turn 4, Maneater will be stunned, and that generally is bad for Maneater, except in this case I don't think it will be, because he will get another turn before the clan boss does his first AoE, at which point he can put up the unkillable and block debuffs buff. Now, it's not necessarily obvious from the calculator, but you as the player need to know that both of these buffs are AoE, so everyone on your team will get them, and those buffs will be up when the clan boss does his first move. And then through the second turn that they get after the first, or I guess in this point the second AoE, that everyone will have also unkillable and block debuffs up, and so everyone should be protected. The whole point of this build is because your stun target, in my case Bulwark, is slow, when this stun happens, he will still have his unkillable and block damage buffs up, so the clan boss should smack him, but he will not get the debuff and he'll be ready to go. And that's where you see on stun 2, 3, and 4 in the calculator, it predicts Bulwark will get the stun. In my case, I'm not worried from stuns 5 to 10 that it thinks Occult Brawler will get the stun, because he's in lifesteal gear anyway from being on my other clan boss team, so he'll have much higher hit point percentages, and I think we will end up with the Clanboss targeting Bulwark, not a cult Brawler. Now, if you look at the innards of the Google spreadsheet here and then scroll down, you'll see that for the other stuns up to 10, the choice that Clanboss should be making is between Occult Brawler and Bulwark, and in either case, either one of them are an acceptable stun target. Really, the point is avoiding Maneater so he can still put up his unkillable and block damage buffs, or Painkeeper so she can reduce everyone's cooldown. So either way, I'm relatively confident that once we get to turn 2 or 3, everything will work well. I'm a little bit concerned based on the first stun going to Maneater that something bad might happen, but the speed calculator tells me that I think I should be okay. So that's my setup and how I got to the idea of this is the team I'm going to try. Move forward to the next video and I will run this live and see how it goes. So this is Ezron signing off. If you're having difficulty building your Clanboss Unkillable team, here's how I built mine. Learn from my experiences and mistakes and victories, and hopefully yours will be easier. Thank you very much. Please subscribe and like if this helps you.